Alright guys, so I hope you're doing fine as always. In today's video we will have a look at the new update on CoinAnk. As you all know, I'm a big fan of CoinAnk. So let's have a look at what's new indicators, etc. as they recently did have an update. So without further ado, let's have a look. So first of all, the real reason, or the main reason I use CoinAnk is this large order indicator, which you have seen me use numerous times. We discussed this in previous videos on CoinAnk on how to use this, so we won't be going over that again in this video. Nevertheless, this is the most important indicator for me personally here. We did get somewhat of an update here on this large order indicator, mainly here on the way it's displayed. It is mainly a visual update. These got a bit smoothened out, etc. You can see we still just have the number of bids, of asks, etc. Both here in real time. We can see the history of which orders got filled already. We still have the bars in our chart, so we have the visual of where the clusters are sitting. Of course, we still have our deltas, which you know are really important. We can view them here, but we now also have the delta area statistics. For this I actually need to activate my delta bars. Let's see where they are. I should have them in my favorites, so let's add them. So the delta bars, now I can just try out my delta bars in this box as well. But nevertheless, I mainly use the large limit order one and just look at my deltas here. Nevertheless, you can now also work with these delta bars. We have VIP data. So here we can see large liquidations. You can see where the liquidations happened now. This is new. I don't recall seeing this before. You have large trades, but we know that already, the large orders. You now have smart money signals. That's new too. If we have a look, if we just hide the large orders and open the smart money concept, this is also new here now at CoinAnk. You get smart money signals. If we open the settings, so swing length, liquidity tolerances, you can all adapt to your likings, your equal highs, equal low lines, etc. Just have a look through it. You have your swing highs, your break of structure, change of character, fair value gaps, all the things you need for smart money concepts. I personally don't use smart money concepts, so I am not that interested in it, but I know a lot of people do, so just know that's now a tool in CoinAnk as well. What else is new is the big liquidation bubbles, which I kinda like. You can set your amount which you want. I have mine set here now currently at 500k. I didn't change it yet, but I will probably play around with it. And you can see now all these bubbles appearing on the charts, which are large liquidations. If we hover over these bubbles, we can see on which exchange this happened, if it was a long, short, the amount, and the Bitcoin count. So this is nice to see where the liquidations happen. So for example, we can see this push up was a large liquidation move, so they liquidated a lot of short positions to then continue the move down or make the move down again after liquidating all these shorts to liquidate some longs. Same here, we can see this wick here was a big liquidation event to then continue its move down. So definitely quite useful to see, especially for scalping. If we go to lower time frames, if we see big bubbles appear at tops, that might be a good scalping opportunity to look for reversals. Again, use this however you like. It's useful for both the higher time frame and the lower time frame, so really big fan of that. Of course, like we have discussed already in the previous one, we have the footprints here. So I'm not gonna go over that again, but no, you have footprint charts here on CoinAnk as well, for Bitcoin, for other tokens as well, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. Liquidation levels, we have discussed before, it's still there. You have liquidity heat maps for those that use it, but I think most people use the Coinglass one. You also have AI intelligence analysis, which you have 20 usages a day with some options, but I don't really use that. It can be fun to play around with, it's up to you. Let's see what it prints out. Seems like it's using K-lines. It gives you a whole analysis of your moving averages, your MACD, your Bollinger Bands, your RSI, your K and D lines, etc. Your funding rate, volume. I guess it's nice to read through if you have some spare time. It's not something I will focus on myself, but you can see it's writing out. It's writing out. You can see it's writing out a whole lot of text. I'm not gonna let it go through everything. Feel free to try this yourself. I personally don't use this. So now, indicator settings. We have a lot more indicators added now in CoinAnk. So now you have ICT structures. Not sure what that does. Looks like it's indicating your zones, your kill zones, your sessions. Always useful to know which session you are in. Judas swings, you can put on market maker models. Silver bullets, OTEs. So all the ICT concepts are in it as well now, it seems, or most of them. I don't trade ICT, so for me it's not useful, but a lot of people do. You have Wyckoff structures, which is also really nice for analysis. You even have harmonics now. If you know me, I'm a big fan of harmonic patterns. You can see it prints out harmonics. Side note on harmonics, always double check the fib levels yourself and adapt it yourself. Footprint we already had, bar statistics we had, super trend, VPSV, VR, net inflows, which is really useful for both perps and spots. You have your deltas, DPO, order book profiles. You actually don't fully know what it is. Let's check. Guess it's just where your volume is. I don't know, I haven't looked into it yet. But there's a lot of new stuff. HL whale position, your CVD resonance, which is also really nice. You have your CVDs, futures. I'm just gonna scroll through it because all of these were here already, if I remember correctly. Funding rate, which is also really nice to have, by the way. Not so necessarily for Bitcoin, but let's say we look at coins like Rave. Here we see they have very big swings in funding fees, so also really nice to use for analysis on quote-unquote shitcoins. So really nice to have there as well. You have the top traders ratios. You here have all your classic indicators are there, like MACD volumes, EMAs, Bollinger Bands, etc. Just scrolling through it so you can see, but you have all the standard indicators. And what's also new is this indicator configuration plaza. And now we get all of this information at once. Bar statistics, open interests, aggregated buy and sell values, aggregated for spots, your order book, your for both perps and spot, your volume, you get your liquidation bubbles active, etc. So it opens everything at the same time, which for me is a bit of overkill, but maybe some people like it. I don't know. I'm just gonna close out of it again. Only downside for using this is it will remove all your indicators you had set up, so you're just gonna need to re-add all of these to your chart and then hide all of them again, which is a pity, but it is what it is. So that's pretty much what's new. Like I said, I'm a really big fan of this big liquidation bubbles. I also forgot to mention we have this big trades bubbles now, so you're probably familiar with these already. You can set it up yourself, play around with these numbers on different coins, but I think it's familiar for most who use the Coinglass one. You can see your market buys, so your large buys and sells, which are market orders. For Bitcoin, maybe it gets a bit overwhelming as you always have big market orders, but if you look at tokens like Ray, for example, which we previously had a look at, what can be interesting is if you set these up, you can see the big buy and sells on shitcoins as well. You can adapt these numbers here for others and others, so both for perpetual and spots, so you can play around with it to see on meme coins or low cap coins where big market orders come into play in order to try and scalp based off order books. So just wanted to mention that we also have that here in CoinAnk. Sadly, CoinAnk isn't free anymore. Of course, you can always try and claim a 7-day free trial, but most of the useful things are now hidden behind a paywall. Like all good things, sadly, paywalls come in play. You can choose for a monthly subscription or continuous monthly subscription, a subscription just for 1 month, or just a yearly price of $200 a year. If you want just 1 month, it's $20. If you want a continuous monthly subscription, currently it's $18. So you can see they're on a discount. Here you can see what it unlocks. It unlocks all these useful things which we just talked about. Yes, it's a pity that it's now a paid service, but at the end of the day, it's $20 a month. Okay, it's still a lot of money, but that's also what we pay for a Netflix subscription, for example. So for the tools it gives you, in my opinion, it's worth it. But of course you got to decide that for your own if you think it's worth it or not to pay this $20 a month for you. I have a video on this channel for free alternatives on what you can use, but downside, not everything is combined in the same screen as it is here on CoinAnk. Now, if you don't want to pay that, they also do have a referral program where you register on these exchanges with their referral code and need to reach somewhat of a traded volume, I assume, to get a free access to their services. But yeah, I'm not doing that personally. I'm just paying the $20 a month. So, but if you don't want to pay it and still want to use CoinAnk, no, this is an option. But I'm just not a big fan of all the referral stuff. Now I quickly want to mention, like I posted in the video of alternatives to CoinAnk, we're here on Coinglass. Here you have also the Coinglass, also the option to see the large orders and the whale orders. So you have the limit orders and the bubbles of big market orders for Bitcoin, for the other coins. So that's the most useful tool. You have your analysis here, which you can read off your delta, but you got to do some calculation yourself. You do have here the overview written down. Only thing I'm noticing is that it's not shown here by bars in the order book, and I cannot find these orders neither on Coinglass or CoinAnk, sorry. So are these lagging? I don't know. I don't know what's up with this. So I don't see them on the bookmap neither, so I assume these orders lag a little bit behind. I'm not entirely sure, but nevertheless, this is a free option if you don't want to use if you don't want to buy the CoinAnk one. So the most important indicators here are on Coinglass on whale orders and large trades, so just Google this. You have your different time frames, you have your different coins, you can adapt your values here. You have the Binance, OKX and Coinbase on the spot there. So you have some of the most important big exchanges there. You do have your analysis tools, so just know this is an option if you don't want to buy the CoinAnk one. So that was it for this video. I just wanted to have a look with you guys on the update on CoinAnk to show you what's new in the VIP section. So it's up to you to decide if you want to buy this or not. I'm not affiliated with them, so there's no gain for me in it if you buy it or not. So just giving my honest opinion of CoinAnk. I really like it. For me it's worth it, but have to decide on your own. So that was all for this video, guys. As always, if there are any more questions, please feel free to ask it in the comment section or on the Discord server, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care. See ya. Bye bye.